Have you ever sat alone in the quiet of your home and suddenly felt a gentle breeze brush across your skin? Though no windows were open and no one else was near? Or maybe, just for a split second, you caught the familiar scent of your mother's perfume years after she left this world? These moments arrive without warning. A faint whisper calling your name when the room is silent. The sudden flicker of a lamp. The radio turning on to play that one song only you and your loved one cherished. Most people dismiss these as simple tricks of memory or random coincidence. Yet, deep down, something stirs. A question that refuses to fade. Could this be more than chance? According to recent studies, more than 60% of adults in America admit they've felt the presence of someone who has passed away, even years after their loss. It's a secret many keep to themselves. Out of fear, they'll be misunderstood or judged. But the truth is, this experience is far more universal than most realize. Tonight, we begin a journey into the mystery. Are these subtle signs mere coincidences, or could they be gentle messages from those we still love, reaching out from beyond? As human beings, we are wired for connection. The bonds we share with loved ones don't simply dissolve the moment someone takes their last breath. When we lose someone who mattered deeply, the ache of absence lingers in every corner of our lives, echoing in empty chairs, silent phones, and the memories that refuse to fade. Grief is not just sadness. It's a longing, a search for pieces of the person we still love. That longing can awaken our senses in unexpected ways. A certain song, a fleeting touch, the way sunlight pours through a window. Suddenly, the world is full of reminders. Our minds and hearts become attuned to the smallest details, searching for meaning, for reassurance, for hope. This is not strange or unusual. It's one of the most natural human responses to loss. The longing for signs is simply the longing for connection, a universal need that binds us all. Vivid dreams of the departed. Have you ever awakened from a dream so real it left you breathless, your heart pounding with both sorrow and wonder? For many, the most profound encounters with lost loved ones happen while we sleep. In these dreams, the departed often appear healthy and peaceful, sometimes even younger than we remember, radiating warmth and love. The details can be astonishing. A familiar touch, a smile, the gentle pressure of a hand holding yours. One mother in Ohio shared her story. Months after her teenage son passed away in a tragic accident, She began dreaming of him standing in her old kitchen, sunlight pouring through the window. He would always hug her tightly and whisper, "I'm okay, Mom. I need you to keep living." She woke each time in tears, both grieving and strangely comforted. Psychologists call these grief dreams, and they are surprisingly common among the bereaved. Science suggests they help the mind process loss and find healing. Yet for those who experience them, the dreams feel like so much more. An undeniable connection, a message from beyond, a chance to say goodbye or receive reassurance that love truly transcends even death. Hearing familiar voices, sounds, or music. Sometimes the voices of those we've lost return to us in the quietest of moments. You might hear your father's laughter echo down an empty hallway, or a childhood song suddenly fills the air, as if someone pressed play from another world. These auditory experiences can be fleeting. A whisper of your name, the jingle of keys, the tap of footsteps on a wooden floor. One viewer once wrote, "It was my grandfather's birthday, and just as we finished dinner, the piano in our living room began to play a few notes. No one was near it. The song was the one Grandpa used to play every Sunday morning. We all sat frozen, listening, smiling through our tears." Science explains some of these moments as auditory memories triggered by longing or strong emotion. Our brains sometimes fill silence with echoes from the past. Still, there are times when the timing is too uncanny, too perfectly aligned with memory or meaning. For many, it feels like a personal message, a signature melody, a word of comfort sent directly from the heart of the one who is gone. Unusual movement of objects. Physical signs can be the most startling and sometimes the hardest to dismiss. Picture a framed photograph suddenly falling from the mantel, a favorite clock inexplicably stopping at the exact moment of a loved one's passing, or a cherished keepsake appearing in a place you're sure you didn't leave it. A father from Texas described how, on the morning of his late wife's birthday, the old clock in their living room stopped ticking precisely at 3:17 a.m., the same time she had taken her last breath a year before. Later that day, as family gathered, the clock began to tick again. "I couldn't explain it," he said, "but it felt like she was reminding us she was still a part of our lives." Science often points to physics, gravity, vibrations, electrical issues, or even subconscious actions for such events. But when the timing is so precise, so meaningful, it's hard not to wonder if there's more at play. Maybe, just maybe, a loving presence is reaching out, moving something in our world to remind us that bonds of the soul cannot be broken. Unusual movement of objects. Physical signs can be the most startling and sometimes the hardest to dismiss.
Picture a framed photograph suddenly falling from the mantel, a favorite clock inexplicably stopping at the exact moment of a loved one's passing, or a cherished keepsake appearing in a place you're sure you didn't leave it. A father from Texas described how, on the morning of his late wife's birthday, the old clock in their living room stopped ticking precisely at 3:17 a.m., the same time she had taken her last breath a year before. Later that day, as family gathered, the clock began to tick again. "I couldn't explain it," he said, "but it felt like she was reminding us she was still a part of our lives." Science often points to physics, gravity, vibrations, electrical issues, or even subconscious actions for such events. But when the timing is so precise, so meaningful, it's hard not to wonder if there's more at play. Maybe, just maybe, a loving presence is reaching out, moving something in our world to remind us that bonds of the soul cannot be broken. Sudden emotional waves. Grief can be a storm of emotions, but sometimes a wave comes out of nowhere, so intense, so unexpected, it makes you pause. You might be driving, standing in the grocery store, or simply gazing out the window when a rush of warmth, comfort, or deep sadness washes over you. Some describe it as an invisible embrace, a gentle hand resting on their shoulder, or tears flowing for no reason at all. One Irish-American woman shared her story. "On my first Father's Day without Dad, I sat on our back porch feeling hollow. Suddenly, I felt this overwhelming sense of peace, as if someone had wrapped me in a hug. The air grew still, and for a moment I just knew, he was there." Science tells us that intense emotion and memory can trigger powerful physiological reactions, but there's another possibility, that love, at its deepest level, can cross unseen boundaries. For many, these sudden emotional waves feel like soul-to-soul contact, a reminder that someone is holding us from the other side, urging us to keep moving forward. Special birds or insects appear. Sometimes the signs come with wings, or delicate, shimmering wings to be exact. Many people, especially in North and South America, share stories of butterflies, hummingbirds, dragonflies, or even cardinals appearing at moments of deep grief or remembrance. These creatures often show up unexpectedly, fluttering near a window, resting on a shoulder, or circling a favorite garden bench. A man from Minnesota, grieving the loss of his wife, noticed that every time he felt especially lonely, a bright yellow butterfly would appear at his kitchen window, pausing long enough for him to notice. It felt like she was checking in, telling me I wasn't alone, he shared. Across many cultures, these animals are seen as messengers, embodiments of souls, symbols of transformation, or gentle reminders from beyond. While skeptics may say it's only chance or seasonal patterns, for the grieving, such encounters bring a profound sense of connection and peace. Sometimes, a butterfly is more than just a butterfly. It's a whisper of love that finds us just when we need it most.
Physical sensations. Chill, goosebumps, or a gentle touch. Some signs go beyond what we see or hear. They are felt deep within the body. A sudden chill in the air, goosebumps on the skin, or the unmistakable sensation of someone lightly touching your hand or shoulder. These experiences can stop us in our tracks, filling us with awe, comfort, or even a sense of wonder. A woman from New York described sitting alone beside her mother's grave on a quiet autumn afternoon. As she wept, she suddenly felt a warmth, then the distinct pressure of a hand squeezing hers, even though no one was there. I felt calm, almost lifted, she recalled. It was as if my mother was telling me to let go of my sorrow, to feel her love one more time. Skeptics say the body reacts to emotion, to memories, to changes in temperature, and often that's true. But sometimes these physical sensations arrive at the exact right moment, unasked for, inexplicable, but deeply needed. For those who feel them, they are never just coincidence, but a reminder that love, comfort, and presence endure, even when we cannot see the source. When it comes to these mysterious signs, it's natural to wonder, are they truly messages from the other side, or simply the result of longing, memory, or chance? Science offers reasonable explanations for much of what we experience. Our brains are remarkably skilled at replaying voices and faces in times of grief. Sudden waves of emotion can be traced to our body's chemistry, and even strange electrical disturbances often have logical causes. Yet, despite everything science has uncovered, not every story fits so neatly into a box. Sometimes the timing is too perfect, the sensation too powerful, the meaning too intimate to be dismissed as coincidence. In those moments, the line between faith and skepticism becomes beautifully blurred. What matters most is honoring your own experience. Each of us has a unique way of processing loss and finding comfort. Whether you see these signs as supernatural, psychological, or simply part of love's enduring mystery, your feelings are valid. As Shakespeare wrote, "There are more things in heaven and earth, Horatio, than are dreamt of in your philosophy." Sometimes the heart knows truths that the mind cannot explain. And sometimes believing is the bridge that keeps us close to those we miss. Across the country, millions of people have quietly carried stories like these in their hearts. Stories of late-night dreams, mysterious songs, sudden chills, and comforting signs from those they love. In our own community, many have found the courage to share what they once kept private. One viewer wrote, "I lost my brother 10 years ago. But every year on his birthday, the porch light flickers just for a moment. No matter where I live, it always happens. I feel like it's his way of letting me know he's still around. Another shared, "After my mother passed, I kept finding white feathers in the strangest places. My car, my office, even my kitchen. It always felt like a gentle reminder that I was being watched over." These stories matter, not only for those who tell them, but for everyone listening and searching for meaning in their own lives. You are not alone. There is a quiet strength in knowing that others walk this path, too. A community bound by empathy, memory, and hope. Thank you to everyone who has ever shared their experience. Your voice helps heal others. Your story matters. Share it in the comments below. And let's inspire and connect hearts across the world. Sometimes, true healing begins not with answers, but with acceptance. You don't have to force yourself to explain or justify what you feel. Just honor it. Let it be, and allow your heart to open, even if only for a moment. When we stop questioning every sign, every tingle of hope, we give ourselves the gift of gentle healing. Whether these moments are pure coincidence or sacred messages, each one has the power to lift us, to comfort us, to remind us that love endures. Every sign, no matter how brief or subtle, carries meaning because it helps us move through grief and reconnect with hope. Listen to your heart and let gratitude guide you. Even the smallest signs, a whisper, a feather, a song, can become blessings if we allow ourselves to receive them. In the soft spaces of acceptance, healing quietly finds its way in. If this message stirred something in your soul, please like and share this video. Leave your story in the comments below so that others may feel less alone on their journey through loss and healing. And don't forget to subscribe. The Eye of Wisdom is a safe space for healing, sharing, and spiritual awakening. Your voice, your experience, and your presence truly matter here. As we close, may you always feel the love and gentle guidance of those who have gone before you. May every sign, every memory, and every small moment remind you that you are never truly alone. Thank you for being part of our community. Until next time, take care.